Hello, and welcome back. My next guests are journalists who've been covering national politics for over a decade. They're now co-founders of Punchbowl News and hosts of the Daily Punch podcast. Please welcome back to A Late Show, Anna Palmer and Jake Sherman. Anna, Jake, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Now, before we get into anything else, you've both reported on Congress for over a decade. I want to ask, I've heard that's kind of a crazy beat. That's like 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You're essentially always working. Is that true?
It is.
Yes.
and you have essentially no social life outside of the job, because every time you have times to go out for drinks, you have to go out with somebody who might be a source for you on Capitol Hill. Is that true?
It's not untrue.
You're not under oath. It's okay. You can fudge if you want. It's all right. But then, like, all your friends are the people who are your sources, and then you're the people who they want to plant, stories with. Do you guys ever get mad? Like, do your friends on Capitol Hill ever get mad at you for writing about them? And do you ever get mad at them for planting stories with you? Like this mutual sort of codependency?
Well, I have a no friend zone on Capitol Hill, so I try not to be friends with anybody who I write about, will write about, might write about, or might even think about. So it's a good rule. It's a good rule of thumb when you're covering Congress.
Anna, do you have a no friend zone?
No, I don't know what he's talking about. That doesn't get you very far in this business. So, no, I think our job is charm, disarm, get people to tell you information that could get them fired.
And how many times have you had to punch Manu Raju in the throat to get to Mitch McConnell before he can?
Well, it's funny that you say that. We worked with him for a very long time at Politico, and he's known to jump out of bushes and be around a corner when you least want to see him. I mean, he is our friend. We don't report on him. He doesn't jump out at bushes on us.
Right. No, I mean, you have to beat him to the congressman. You have to beat him.
Right. But we also don't punch him. So,
Anna, do you punch him?
No, Punchbowl is the only punching I'm doing these days.
Jake, you were in the Capitol during the attack. What was that experience like?
It was very searing. It's like, and this, not to minimize it at all, but it's like somebody coming into your house. I mean, we basically live in the Capitol. We spend all of our days there, 12 hours a day for the last decade or so. And it's like someone coming into your house and invading it. And it was very scary. I mean, people were banging on the doors, where it was a certain point in our office in the Capitol is just, a couple 100 feet or so from the House floor, where kind of the center stage of the insurrection, where someone was shot and killed. And we turned to each other at some point in this room and said to ourselves, how do we make sure that no one finds us? I mean, there's a big sign on the door that says press. Periodical press, which is not comforting. We were trying to think about how we might take that down, and we didn't get evacuated until several hours into the insurrection. So it was something I'll never forget. It was very, very alarming and very frightening.
Well, for having that violation of your workspace, and of course of the sort of democratically sacred space for Americans, what does it feel like to be reporting on Congress right now when you see people like Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley up there stroking their chins and going, oh, gosh, I wonder how something like this could have come about?
I think it's difficult, right? I mean, we all experienced it. We saw that it was an armed insurrection. The fact that you have members gaslighting and kind of saying that they weren't armed, it's just false. And I used to always tell my mom, don't worry, we're in the Capitol, we're in the safest place that could ever happen. DC has so many protests, and to see it just totally desecrated like that with so much disregard and the fact that it was really planned, out, it's very scary. And I think it's really alarming to think that these members, there are only a few of them, but they are loud and they are really planting falsehoods into the public.
What's going on behind the scenes in the GOP between the factions that want to stay connected to Donald Trump and those who want to distance themselves?
We wrote this morning that the Republican Party is perhaps more adrift than it's been at any point since Watergate. I mean, we have a small minority of the GOP, which, by the way, includes Mitch McConnell. Today, Manu Raju asked Mitch McConnell at a news conference that I was at whether he regrets speaking out against Trump. And McConnell said, "I don't have any further comments about that episode," or something like that. So he's not even saying Donald Trump's name anymore. But it's amazing how much energy is spent trying to keep Donald Trump happy. I mean, it's just going down to Mar-a-Lago, making sure that people are on the same page when it comes to Donald Trump. It's just amazing to watch the energy that's spent keeping the former president happy.
We have to take a quick break, but we're right back with Anna Palmer and Jake Sherman of Punchbowl News.